This was meant to be the trip of a lifetime in our little Suzuki Jimny. Instead, it ended with the coldest game drive we've ever done, a serious chest infection, water on my lungs, and a collapsed gearbox 6,000 miles away. If the warranty doesn't cover it, this could be the most expensive good idea we've ever bought. Let's rewind to where it all started, buying a Jimny in South Africa. We came to South Africa for a short season and quickly realised we needed our own wheels. Enter this tiny Suzuki Jimny, the perfect little 4x4 to chase hidden gems and wildlife. Of course, we didn't know then that this happy little purchase would come back to haunt us. First big test, Kruger National Park. Kruger has always been a dream for us, and rolling in with our own little 4x4 felt incredible. We booked 2 game drives, and on the third night, things took a very different turn. We've done a lot of game drives, but we've never been this cold. By the end of that drive, I wasn't just cold, I was coughing, shivering, and my chest felt tight. The next day brought rain and a nagging cough, but I didn't want to stop. It was our final day in Kruger, and saying goodbye is never easy. Breathing got harder, the cough got worse, but with only a few weeks left in South Africa, I tried to push through with an inhaler. Back in the UK, scans showed water on my lungs from a serious chest infection. A week in hospital later, and it really hit me. In your 60s, these things land differently. While I was recovering, South Africa Garage called with more news. The Jimny's gearbox had collapsed after just 4 months. They're calling it wear and tear, and the bill could be over £1,000. But it wasn't all bad. We made some beautiful memories, especially at Stonehaven, lazy breakfast, evening meals by the water, and even New Year's Day. And yes, the car guards always saved the Jimny a spot. A still quiet morning at Stonehaven on the Vale. The lawn stretches out flat in front of me, ending where the Vaal River gently drifts past at the bottom of the garden. I'm waiting for breakfast and a hot latte, listening to birds in the trees, the soft sounds of the river, and a cheeky monkey watching me. No rush, no noise, just a peaceful South African morning by the water.
Well, what can I say about body massage? That was fantastic. The facial massage and the full body was really good, and I just feel so relaxed, and the body feels a lot better. The aches and pains have gone away. So amazing. And the drink after that just cools you down. I just feel like it's done my back good for a start, and my face. I just feel so relaxed, and yeah, can't complain. Really good.
This morning we're heading out for a little local adventure. Just a short 10-minute drive from our house. Nothing too hectic, just us, the Jimny, and a nearby slice of nature. We pack a simple picnic, grab our braai bits, or barbecue in UK terms, and hit the road. It's one of the things we love about living here in Vaal Park. You don't have to go far to feel like you've escaped. As we leave the house and the secure compound behind, the landscape opens up. It's mostly flat, with big skies stretching out above us, and the Vaal area rolling gently away on either side. It's an easy 10-minute drive, the kind that makes you feel like you could walk to the eco park from home. In what feels like no time at all, we turn off towards our destination, Bongani Mabaso Eco Park. One of the real bonuses about this place is that it's completely free to visit at weekends. You just drive in, park up and enjoy. It is closed during the week though, so you'll want to plan your trip for a Saturday or Sunday. As we roll through the gate, everything feels calmer. You immediately sense you've left town life behind and stepped into a little pocket of wilderness. Out in the open grassland, we start spotting some of the locals. Zebras graze quietly, their black and white stripes standing out against the pale grass. A bit further away, Giraffes are doing what giraffes do best, reaching up into the trees for breakfast, completely unbothered by our presence. Scattered across the park, different African antelope move through the bush. Every now and then one will stop, look up and check us out before going back to nibbling. It's such a privilege to see them like this, just getting on with their day. And if you watch carefully near the bushes and rocks, you might spot something smaller and much quicker. Mongoose darting in and out of cover. They don't hang around for long, but every so often you get a lucky moment when one pauses just long enough for the camera. Bongani Mabaso isn't just about wildlife watching though. It's also a brilliant spot for a slow, simple day out. There are plenty of picnic areas dotted around the park, concrete tables, benches and shady spots under the trees. You can bring your cooler, set up your chairs and make a proper day of it. And of course, this is South Africa, so there are braai areas too. Bring your meat and charcoal and you can cook your lunch right here, with zebras and antelope not too far away. There's something special about the smell of a braai drifting across the park while you listen to birds and watch animals in the distance. It's the kind of place that works for everyone, families, friends, or just a quiet couple's day out. You can drive slowly, take a short walk, sit and relax, or simply enjoy being surrounded by nature without spending a cent on entry. For us, Bongani Mabaso Eco Park has become one of those reliable favourites, close enough for a quick 10-minute drive from home, yet far enough from everyday life to feel like a real escape. So that's our morning, leaving the house, a short easy drive, free entry at the weekend, and a few hours of zebras, giraffes, antelope and the occasional shy mongoose, plus a good braai and a peaceful spot under the trees. If you ever find yourself near the Vaal, this eco park is well worth adding to your list. A simple, beautiful reminder of how close wild South Africa can be to your own front door.
And look what's behind me, a giraffe. Oh my god, I've come in this park, I've only got 20 minutes to get round because it's closed at 5 o'clock, and what do I see? And I'm really one of the only vehicles left. I've seen a giraffe. Amazing.
One of the real highlights after buying the Jimny was finally getting the signage done, giving it a proper identity, turning it from just another white Jimny into our Jimny, part of Woo Africa, part of our story. I started hunting round for a graphics shop and eventually we came across this place in Vanderbijl Park called LV Graphics. It sounded promising, but you never really know until you walk in and meet the people behind the name. From the moment we stepped through the door at LV Graphics, I just had a good feeling. You know when people actually listen rather than just waiting to sell you something. That's what it felt like. They didn't rush us. They asked about our trip, about Woo Africa, about why on earth two people in their 60s from the UK were driving around South Africa in a tiny Jimny. We showed them our logo, talked about the channel and explained that this car wasn't just transport. It was our little companion, our filming base, our home on wheels some days. And straight away they got it. Watching them work was brilliant. They measured, they aligned, they checked every angle. This wasn't just a quick sticker job, this was proper craftsmanship. The logo went on beautifully, clean and sharp. Suddenly the Jimny wasn't anonymous anymore. It was Woo Africa on wheels. But then came the touch that really made it special. The leopard paw prints. That was the moment it all came to life. Those paws running along the side of the car. It was such a simple idea, but it completely changed the feel of the Jimny. South Africa, for us, is all about wildlife. Those early mornings in game reserves, those heart-stopping moments when something appears out of the bush, those encounters you never quite forget. The leopard paws were like a little nod to all of that, a reminder that wherever we drove, we were following in the footsteps of Africa's wildlife. It gave the car character, a bit of mischief, a bit of wildness, Honestly, it made us smile every time we looked at it. And then there was the back wheel cover. That was done by Bianca and she did a fantastic job. The spare wheel on the back of a Jimny is such a key feature. You see it from a mile away, so getting that right really mattered. Bianca absolutely nailed it. The design, the placement, the finish, it all just worked. When we stepped back and looked at the finished car, the logo, the leopard paws, the wheel cover, we were genuinely proud of how it looked and proud of what it represented. In that moment, all the frustration of the gearbox problems and the worry of the hospital visit faded into the background a little. This was one of those moments that helps balance out the lows. A fresh chapter, a reminder of why we came here in the first place. Because travel isn't just about the big landscapes and the dramatic wildlife encounters. It's also about these small human moments, meeting people like the team at LV Graphics and Bianca, who take the time to care about your story and help you express it in their own way. Now, whenever we drive the Jimny, it doesn't just feel like a vehicle, it feels like part of the Woo Africa family. People wave, they point at the paws, they ask about the logo. It's a conversation starter, a bit of personality rolling down the road. And for us, after everything that's happened on this trip, the highs, the lows, and that worrying hospital spell, having this little Jimny looking the part is a real highlight. It's a reminder that even when things go wrong, there are still moments of joy, creativity, and connection along the way. So here's to LV Graphics in Vanderbilt Park, to Bianca, and to a tiny Suzuki Jimny with a very big personality, proudly wearing its Woo Africa stripes and leopard paws across South Africa.
Hi, so we're back in Paris. I brought my granddaughter the other day. It was so lovely. They've got the most beautiful shops, beautiful crafts, beautiful furniture, beautiful tillantankies, as they say in South Africa, bits and pieces. It's absolutely and utterly gorgeous. We're down here by the river. We're going to have a look at the locks. There's a walk across the river, a bridge, and then we're going to find a great place to have lunch, and we're going to walk around the shops. I mean, you know, maybe I'll get my ostrich egg eventually. We're going to have a lovely time.
This is Pires, a small town near the Vale River with a big heart, craft shops, cafes, places to eat, and streets that just invite you to wander. We had no grand plan here. We just parked the Jimny, started walking, and seen this yellow beetle being used as a plant stand. We spotted the Jimmy Bar. Well, when you're driving a Jimny, you really can't walk past a place called the Jimmy Bar, can you? We stepped inside for a look, expecting maybe a drink and a bit of atmosphere, but what we actually found was something quite amazing. In the corner was this incredible car sculpture, made entirely from old bolts and scrap metal. Every curve, every little detail, carefully welded together with real skill and patience. It's one of those things you don't plan to see on a trip, but it ends up being one of the things you talk about afterwards.
The information centre at Paris, And the lady there was so friendly. And when we told her how much we loved Parys, she gave us this
Sticker for
as a gift. So the people here are super. She told us where, you know, some nice places to go and have lunch. So we're really excited.
Yeah.
Yay, Parys, up Parys.
Welcome to Silvervale Heritage Village in Park, South Africa, a place we found on our travels.
So we've just arrived at, we found it on Google, the Heritage Museum and Centre, and it looks like it says stuff from the time of the First and Second World War and all sorts of memorabilia and stuff. So we don't exactly know what to expect, but the drive in here looks really nice. So here we go. We're going to see what we find. Join us.
As we walked round this centre, I was amazed to see 2 anti-aircraft guns and a Crusader tank from the World Wars on display. You can see from the faded signs and the empty car park that this place used to be popular, but now it seems to be closed. No one at reception, no ticket office open, just silence and these incredible machines slowly aging in the sun. But we were kindly allowed to look around, to wander through the grounds and see the buildings and what's left of the displays, and that made it feel a bit like exploring a forgotten time capsule. We started by walking up to the tank. Up close it's huge. The armour plating, the turret, the big tracks, all the details you never really appreciate until you're standing right next to one. You can imagine the noise it would have made, the engine roaring, the clatter of tracks over rough ground, the crew squeezed inside. Just a few steps away, the 2 anti-aircraft guns are still standing as if they're ready for action. Long barrels pointing out, seats where the gunners would have sat, and all those levers and sights for tracking aircraft in the sky. The paint is worn, there's rust creeping in, but the shapes and the purpose are still very clear. It's quite something to be here on our own, with no crowds, no tour guides, just us, the camera, and these reminders of another time. You can feel that this place once had a real buzz to it, and now it's quiet, almost forgotten. But not quite, because just a short walk away from all this steel and history, you suddenly step into something completely different. Good food, shade, and a glass of something cold. Welcome to Urban Vines. We walked in the forecourt past the view across the Heritage Centre grounds. The air had that warm, lazy afternoon feel, with a gentle breeze moving the leaves above us. From where we were sitting, you could almost forget the tank, and the guns were just a short walk away. It's such a contrast, history and hardware on one side, vines and vinyl on the other, and that mix is exactly what makes this place special. Now, just when we thought we'd seen everything, we spotted something else. Tucked away in one of the buildings near the back, behind a slightly open door, was the sound of clinking tools and the faint smell of oil and old engines. Naturally we were curious, so we had a little peek inside, and that's where the real magic of this place revealed itself. Inside the workshop, in various states of undress, were bits and pieces of old cars, and right in pride of place, a Model T Ford being brought back to life. If you're not familiar, the Model T is one of the most important cars in motoring history, one of the first truly mass-produced cars, the vehicle that helped put the world on wheels. And here it was in South Africa, sitting in a small workshop with its panels off and its insides on display like a mechanical jigsaw puzzle. The gentleman working on it greeted us with a big smile and that wonderful South African hospitality. Within seconds he'd invited us in properly, wiped his hands and started telling us the story of this particular car. He talked us through where it came from, who had owned it, how it had ended up here. He pointed out original parts that were being carefully restored, bits that had to be fabricated from scratch, clever little design details you just don't see on modern cars. You could hear the pride in his voice. This wasn't just a job, it was a labour of love. He walked us around the workshop, showing us other projects, explaining how difficult it can be to find parts, how rewarding it is when an engine that hasn't run for decades suddenly coughs into life again. For us, this was the highlight of the visit. The tank and the guns are incredible, the restaurant is lovely, but getting this personal tour from someone who was genuinely passionate about what he does was something special. It was like stepping behind the scenes of history, not just looking at finished exhibits, but seeing the craft, the skill, and the care that goes into making sure these machines don't just rust away and disappear. As we sit here waiting to board our flight at Oliver Tambo Airport, it feels a little bit like leaving home again. There's that mix of emotions. Heading back to the UK, but a big piece of our hearts is staying right here in South Africa. We know we've left some lovely memories behind, moments with friends in Val Park, smiles at Stonehaven, that incredible journey into Lesotho, and the everyday kindnesses from people who had no idea how much they meant to us. And then there's Beantree. I'm really going to miss my morning latte there, that simple little ritual that became the start of so many of our days. The friendly faces, the warm cups, and that goodbye message on my last coffee. Those are the things that stay with you. We hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into our life in South Africa. It's been an incredible season for us, from the road trips to the wildlife to all the small everyday moments that made this place feel like home. If you'd like to see more adventures like this, keep following our journey. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with anyone who loves South Africa, travel, or is dreaming of a later life adventure of their own. Your support really helps us grow the channel so we can keep coming back, telling more stories, and hopefully helping others plan their own South African adventures. This isn't goodbye to South Africa, just see you next time. But we didn't know that the Jimny would need a new gearbox while we were back in the UK, and we're still waiting for the repair to be sorted. It's turning into a nightmare. More serious than that, I was diagnosed with water on my lungs after constant coughing, which started after our nightmare in Kruger Park. I was in hospital for a week and had to sign paperwork to give my wife power of attorney. That was even more worrying than the illness itself. The Jimny repair is still ongoing, but we hope it will be resolved soon. So it's goodbye for now, and never stop adventuring, wherever the road may lead.